Arizona officially repeals Civil War-era abortion ban amid ongoing debate. Arizona's historic repeal of its Civil War-era law that criminalized nearly all abortions took effect this Saturday. The repeal marks a pivotal moment in the state's long-standing struggle over reproductive rights, a battle that intensified following the U.S. Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade in 2022. A tumultuous journey. The 1864 abortion ban, which had been dormant for over a century, was thrust back into the spotlight earlier this year. In April, the Arizona Supreme Court made a controversial decision to allow the law's enforcement, criminalizing all abortions except in cases where the mother's life was at risk. This sparked an immediate response from Democratic Governor Katie Hobbs, who advocated fiercely for the law's repeal. Governor Hobbs, in signing the bill to repeal the outdated statute in May, emphasized that this was just the first step in a broader push to protect reproductive rights in the state. "I will continue doing everything in my power to protect reproductive freedoms because I trust women to make the decisions that are best for them," Hobbs stated. "Politicians do not belong in the doctor's office." Though the repeal represents a significant victory for abortion rights advocates, the broader fight in Arizona is far from over. With the November general election approaching, the issue of reproductive rights remains a central focus of political campaigns. Voters will ultimately decide whether to enshrine the right to an abortion in the Arizona state constitution. A hard-fought legislative battle. The road to repealing the 1864 law was marked by intense political maneuvering. After the Arizona Supreme Court ruling in April that allowed the law's enforcement, Governor Hobbs urged the state legislature to take swift action. However, Republican lawmakers, holding a slim majority in both chambers, initially blocked any discussions of a repeal. This standoff led to heated exchanges and protests, with Democratic lawmakers shouting "Shame, shame" on the House floor. Undeterred, Democrats continued to push the legislation forward, eventually securing the support of 3 Republican House members, which allowed the bill to pass. A week later, the Senate followed suit, with 2 GOP senators joining Democrats in approving the final repeal. National attention turned to Arizona in March when Democratic State Senator Eva Birch publicly shared her personal experience of needing an abortion due to a non-viable pregnancy. In an impassioned speech, Birch highlighted the devastating real-life consequences of Arizona's restrictive abortion laws. "The laws we pass here in Arizona affect people in practice, not just in theory," she said, further galvanizing support for the repeal effort. The current landscape of abortion law in Arizona. In the chaotic months between the Supreme Court's ruling and the repeal's implementation, confusion clouded Arizona's abortion landscape. Legal uncertainty left doctors unsure if they could provide abortions without risking criminal charges. To alleviate some pressure, California Governor Gavin Newsom stepped in, authorizing Arizona physicians to apply for emergency licenses to perform abortions in California. Now, with the repeal in place, Arizona law permits abortions up to 15 weeks of pregnancy. Abortions beyond that point are allowed only to save the mother's life, but there are no exceptions for cases of rape or incest. State law also imposes strict procedural requirements, including mandatory ultrasounds at least 24 hours before the abortion, with the option for the patient to view the image. For minors seeking an abortion, parental consent or judicial authorization is required unless incest or danger to the patient's life is involved. Only licensed physicians are permitted to perform surgical abortions or provide abortion medication, and clinics must report detailed information on each procedure to the Arizona Department of Health Services. Voters hold the final decision. While the repeal of the Civil War-era ban marks a significant victory for abortion rights advocates, the ultimate future of abortion access in Arizona will be decided in November's general election. The grassroots coalition, Arizona for Abortion Access, successfully collected more than 577,000 verified signatures, far exceeding the 383,923 required to secure a place on the ballot for a constitutional amendment protecting abortion rights. If voters approve the measure, it will allow abortions up to the point of fetal viability, typically around 24 weeks of pregnancy. After that, abortions would still be permitted if the mother's physical or mental health is at risk, expanding protections beyond the current 15-week limit. As Arizona heads toward this critical vote, the The issue of reproductive rights is set to be one of the most divisive and closely watched topics. The outcome of this decision will shape the future of abortion access not only in Arizona but also potentially influence the broader national conversation on reproductive health. Like, comment and subscribe for more updates.